Let's talk about that, because I think where a lot of entrepreneurs go wrong is they put the focus strictly on the, customers always first and focus strictly on the customer. But if we take care of our employees and we make them valued and make them super important, we make them the priority. And when I mean employees, I'm talking also franchisees. When they are our highest priority, they take care of the customers and we work together as a team. Why don't you share a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So yes, you actually nailed it. It's not just about the customers. We're talking about the employees and the franchisees as being part of the family. And I know it's cliche. A lot of people use this word, but in June of 2023, my husband Ehab and I, we had the privilege and the honor to be in New York accepting the Silver Stevie Award for Shawarma Press for specifically diversity and inclusion. So they had so many categories, but we actually won the Silver Stevie for diversity and inclusion. And what that really means, and I said that in New York when I accepted the award, is that this is something we live every day. So it's not like diversity and inclusion because, maybe on paper, which is actually true, that we have employees, vendors, and franchisees from 5 different continents who converse in 10 different languages. This is true. It's a true statement. But do we actually live, this on daily basis? We accept each other. We love each other. We come and collaborate with each other. And food, shawarma specifically, is the universal language that brings everybody together. This is not cliche. It is true. I have employees who have been with me from day one. One of them specifically started as a cashier. He was in high school, and now he's a store manager in my downtown Dallas location. So this is the type of environment that Shawarma Press actually presents and lives through. And I'm very proud of that. And it would not have happened if I was not personally passionate about it, right? And this is what we're talking about.
Oh, it's infectious, right?
Exactly. So we wanted a leader to the business, whether it's a franchisee or the franchisor, to actually be passionate about this towards the employees and towards the customers. And it shows, and it paid off.
It sure does. And what about your employees? What does your team look like? How many employees do you have, and kind of what's their what are the roles that they play for your franchise from the franchisor headquarters?
Got it. Yes. So at this time we have 5 people. So myself, I'm the CEO. My husband Ehab is my counterpart, co-founder, and we both basically we do a lot of the strategic planning for the franchise. I take over the operational side. I have 2 team members who specifically talk to leads and franchisees, and so they handle the what I call franchise development. So we don't really call it sales because we're not in the business of selling franchisees. We truly feel that we award those franchise agreements to qualified investors, right? I mean, they're partners, they're investors, they're not just franchisees. And then I also have one more corporate employee who does the store sites visitations and ongoing training and things like that. So right now I have a total of 5 in my corporate.
You're gonna have a lot more people before you know it.
I need a lot more people. I can feel it.
It is coming. So you're not too new in franchising. I mean, you guys have been franchising since 2017. So Sawsan, what about this growth here? On how do you know when you can grow and scale more quickly? Because it is coming. And what do you think it's going to take for you guys internally to say, yeah, I think we can turn this up a bit?
At the moment, I feel that I should have like one more person who is the direct franchise operations guy, because I have done that for my corporate locations, me personally, right? And so I'm the one who meets the franchisees for discovery days, and then help them throughout, I want to say, like the construction phase. Well, first location search and franchise construction phase and all of that. And I think at this time, for me to be able to scale, that I need a professional who is going to do that. And maybe also, which is difficult post-COVID, but maybe find a construction company that is willing to take on all incoming franchisees. Because right now, it's a simple layout that a lot of people think that, okay, I can find a friend who's a contractor who can actually, make those changes, especially if it's a second generation restaurant. But I'm thinking, yeah, that's okay now. But if we actually open up the gates, then I'm going to have someone who's willing to do that for all of my locations and just execute on that much quicker and with affordable, prices. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Do I dare ask you, what's your vision of like how big is big for your brand? Come on. I know you've thought of something.
Yeah. No, I'm still though on the conservative side, because I think I grew from 1 to 10 between 2020 and 2023 because, we wanted to franchise earlier, but then COVID hit, right? Mm-hmm. So I have 10 locations in 3 years, but I think I can do 10 per year for the next 5 years. So I think we could end up with 50 more in the next 5 years. I still feel this is conservative. There's a lot of other franchises that would grow maybe faster, sure, but I think I can sustain that and just maintain the quality. Also, the challenge with shawarma is the supply chain of the proprietary products, because see, this is not, and with all due respect to any other food industry, but this is not burgers that you can get from the store, right? Mm-hmm. It's stuff that we make at our commissary, hand stacked and prepared for every store and delivered to the stores. The same with the falafel and the hummus. So I have to think about the supply chain from that aspect as well. I can't grow too fast, and I don't have enough people stacking those codes. So that's another challenge that I have to always keep in the back of my mind before I decide to explode.
Right. Well, how many states are you in now?
So we are in Texas mostly. I have a franchisee location coming in the Atlanta area, in the Johns Creek, Georgia. So they signed up for 3 locations. Their first one is coming up. Actually, they just got their permit today. I just got the great news.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so they got their permit to actually open. So renovation done, everything is done. They have the permit to actually open their doors. They just got it today. So we're in Texas and Georgia. I have a franchisee in Kansas, in Lawrence, Kansas, who is looking for a location as we speak. So we are in 3 states at the moment. Growth-wise, I think I will also grow gradually from Texas kind of upwards like that. So I'm not going to jump to any coastal locations yet, so.
I think that's a great idea. Philosophically, franchisors either do that, obviously they start out regionally, or they go completely shotgun approach. And sometimes they don't even do that on purpose. They do that by accident, which is what I did. Before you knew it, I was New York to Hawaii within the first 2 years. And it was an accident. I didn't mean to do that, but that's how it turned out. And it definitely creates challenges when you do that shotgun approach, especially for your concept where the quality of the food is so important. And it's not about how fast, this horse races. We have to make sure we keep that quality, that growing out regionally and spreading your wings out that way. Sounds like that. It makes sense. What advice would you give to people who are considering joining Shawarma Press as a franchise owner?
Definitely. Okay, so for that, I really want them to do their homework, and I want them to shop around. I want them to go and actually educate themselves. Most people are surfing the net and they find something and they look at the pictures and they think, oh, that looks very yummy. That is not enough to open a franchise, right? So I really want them to do their homework, understand what franchising means. It is a long-term relationship. It's a 10-year commitment, right? And for them to go into that commitment, they need to know what it takes. That's 1. 2, for them to shop around is very important for me, because when they come to me, they know that what I'm asking for, as far as whether it is the franchise fee or the upfront cost or the royalty or the national marketing, all of this is not going to be new to them. I don't have to tell them that, wait, well, I'm doing this because everybody else is doing it. So I need them to do their homework. And also, like we just said, I need them to bring their entrepreneurial spirit with them and be ready to actually put some sweat, and tears into that. It's not going to be handed out to them. Yes, I'm going to give them my hard work, and all my experiences and how I made it so far with Shawarma Press, but it doesn't mean that they're just going to take it and run with it without putting any effort. So it will require effort, and I really need them to know that.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.